very special guest in studio, Dr. Feldman from Prima Pediatrics. You can go to primapediatrics.net for more information. But Dr. Feldman joins us now. Doc, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Because I got my flu shot.
Oh, you got your flu shot. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's actually what we want to talk about. It's flu season. It's been flu season.
Well, it's starting.
Yeah, okay. So talk to me about... so it's starting. So did it start a little later this year?
Yes, much later than last year, but last year was really early. So
Oh, okay.
it was a
where I got
strange
confused.
year last year.
Maybe that's where I got confused, because I feel like the last time we talked, we did a show talking about flu season, and it started early.
It started way early last year.
Okay.
Last year we had our first cases in September, but by January it was mostly over. But then we got RSV season really late.
RSV.
RSV is the respiratory syncytial virus, the one that gives the kids croup.
Yeah, my son had that when he was about 6 months old. It was
No fun.
awful. It
Yeah.
was terrible. Yes. Okay. So importance of maybe a flu shot. Talk to me about that.
Oh, absolutely. And I have to tell you, when I got my flu shot about 3 or 4 weeks ago, it didn't even hurt. I didn't feel it. So don't be afraid. But even if you don't want a flu shot, you can get a nasal flu vaccine. So instead of getting a shot, as long as you don't have asthma or some kind of chronic illness that forbids it, which most people don't have, you can get a nasal flu vaccine. What they do is they simply squirt a little bit of water in your nose, and that's it. No shots.
Is
We're
that
so
one?
happy.
That one's live though, right?
Yes.
That's the issue with that one.
Well, yeah, and it is and it isn't. The live attenuated vaccine, there is a very, very, very remote chance that you could actually get the flu from it. It's like 1 in 100,000.
Oh, holy
Not
cow.
very much.
So your odds are pretty good.
Your odds are excellent. And the thing about the live attenuated vaccine is that not only does it vaccinate you, it vaccinates those around you.
Oh.
Because it induces herd immunity, just like when we use the live polio vaccines.
Oh.
We used to use live polio vaccines because it got into everybody. And the same thing is true for the live virus flu vaccines.
Good heavens.
So
Okay.
it is very
helpful. That's super helpful, especially with a big family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, the flu shot, which is the one that everybody says they get sick after. Every time they get a flu shot, they get sick. They're not having any flu shots this year. It gives them the flu. Wrong. The truth is the flu shot can't give you the flu. It's scientifically impossible.
Okay.
And the reason is because it's dead. It's not live virus. It's killed vaccine. You can't get a virus from something that's dead because it can't infect you. Now, can you get a little reaction to the material that's in the shot with a sore arm? Yeah, of course. But the reason people get the flu right after getting the flu shot is because when do you get the flu shot? Do you get it in the summer? No. You get it flu season.
Okay.
Which means that if you get the flu right after your flu shot, it's not the shot. It means you didn't get the shot soon enough. You already were incubating influenza virus before you got the shot.
Oh.
And that is why you got sick right after the shot. Not because of the shot, but because you didn't get it soon enough. The flu shots don't work for about the first 2 weeks, and it takes 4 weeks to induce full immunity. So, if you get your flu shot late, you're going to get the flu right afterwards. Not because you got it from the shot, but because you got the flu.
That's interesting. That's because I hear that probably 90% of the time.
Oh, everybody says, oh, I got the flu from the flu shot. I'm not getting it again. And then, of course, there's plenty of people who come in and say, well, we've never gotten flu shots in our family, and our kids are like 12 and 14. None of us have ever gotten the flu shots, and we've never gotten the flu, and we're incredibly healthy. Hats off to you. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't wear any seatbelts. Nobody did. Nobody wore seatbelts when I was a kid. And I never got into an accident, and I never got hurt. Does that mean I should go without a seatbelt now? I don't think so.
That's a fair argument, yeah. I wanted to ask you, we're talking with Dr. Feldman from Prima Pediatrics, primapediatrics.net for more information. New snazzy website, by the way. A little updated website, looking good. Let's talk preventative stuff.
Yes.
It is flu season. Make sure easy stuff. Make sure you wash your hands. I tell my kids this.
Yes.
And maybe it's just me wanting them to go to bed, but I go, you're going to get sick if you don't go to bed. But is there truth to that?
There is absolutely truth to that.
Take that, kids.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? If you go out in the cold without a jacket, you're not going to catch a cold. But you might catch it more easily than you did without, because if you go out in the cold air decreases the movement of those little hairs inside your nose that move consistently to move the germs out. But if it's cold out, the hairs don't move so fast.
Okay.
So it doesn't really have anything to do with the jacket, but it does have to do with the cold.
It does have to do with the cold. Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? There's another way to treat the flu. It's it's not controversial. Works like great, but nobody will do it.
Okay.
And that is you wear a little nose heater.
Nice. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. My mother-in-law and my wife are proponents of every time it's cold outside to cover your nose and mouth with a towel or with a scarf or with something. So let's keep it down so my wife can't say you're right. So let's we don't need.
But if you already got the flu and you want to kill it fast, if you can't afford Tamiflu at $92 a pop,
good heavens,
if you don't have insurance, which you shouldn't be without anyway. But if they have these things, they actually heat the air around the nose to about close to 100 degrees, a little over 100 degrees, 100.5.
Oh, okay.
So it's not uncomfortable because your body temperature is 98.6.
Yeah.
But guess what? It kills the virus.
That's so funny. All right.
I don't know if anybody will wear them, though.
Yeah. So, of course, wash your hands. Keep your, stay warm.
Yes.
Stay warm.
And get some sleep.
And
why do you need the sleep? Because your immune system works better when it's adequately rested. In fact, your whole body works better when it gets an adequate amount of rest.
Yeah, that's not just an immune system thing. No,
and it actually even affects the amount of cortisol you produce, which is that hormone that actually helps you fight off things. The amount of cortisol you have in your body is lowest at around 3 or so in the morning, which is why kids wake up with fevers at around 2 or 3 in the morning. They don't have enough cortisol.
Yeah. I had that the last week. Let me tell you. Okay, so you mentioned something about. I have to mention this because it sounded crazy. You said you're a zebra doctor.
I am,
and I don't know what that means.
Okay, so let me explain. People say, there's an old saying, especially in medicine, that if you hear hoofbeats, look for horses, not zebras.
Okay.
Which means that, of course, it's much more likely to be a horse than a zebra, especially in this country, although I don't know about Africa.
Yeah.
But the actuality is I'm one of those people who can hear both the horses and the zebras. So that means if you come in with a set of symptoms, most doctors will say you're a horse, and 9 times out of 10, they'll be right, you're a horse, but sometimes you're a zebra, and I can distinguish the zebra-ness in you.
Okay.
In other words, I'm the one who picks out the unusual diagnoses from the sea of otherwise normal folks with just intermittent illness, and it's a gift. I admit it, and I would love to say, my medical education certainly informs it, but I think it was a God-given gift that I was born with. My mother had it, and actually my daughter has it, who's a pediatrician too. But she's in Israel. You can't see her right now. But it is. There's something about it that makes me able to pick out the subtle clues that suggest to me that something else is going on. And I'm lucky to be so gifted. And 9 times out of 10, like I said, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But if you're 1 in 10, you should see me.
Okay. Dr. Feldman, Prima Pediatrics. Go to primapediatrics.net. Snazzy new website, so go check that out.
Thank you.
Over there on Via Princessa, right across from Costco. And thank you for stopping by, Doc. Good seeing you.
My pleasure.
All right, and wash your hands, get some sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't wipe your nose with your hands.
No, noted.
and certainly don't eat it.
Yeah. AM 1220 KHTS. Quick break. More.